morning, friends. Welcome to Go Long, a show that focuses on local sports and faith, includes thought-provoking interviews with area coaches, players, and sports figures, unashamed Bible discussion, and the one and only, the popular and entertaining WOYK scoreboard. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B.
Good morning.
Doggy Becky B. Hey, it's nice to have everybody with us this morning on this beautiful Sunday morning. Hey, we've got a dandy with us this morning. Chris Charleston, your Country Day boys basketball coach. Hey, bend your ear this way. The Greyhounds are the only unbeaten boys team in all of PIAA District 3. How about that? Here comes Rusty. And we also have Susquehanna girls basketball standout Elena Snyder. The Warriors are having an excellent season, ranked 5th in District 3 5A. She's a wonderful young lady as well, Becky B.
Oh, absolutely. One of the best.
Yes, today our Go Long topic is the mental health of student athletes. Listen to this. According to recent studies, approximately 30% of female and 25% of male student athletes report experiencing anxiety, with a significant portion feeling overwhelmed or mentally exhausted. And only a few of them, according to this study, have sought professional mental health support. With us, we have Susquehanna guidance counselor Matt Shervington to talk about this extremely important topic, the mental health of our student athletes. Mr. Shervington, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much for all you do for Susquehanna athletes.
Thank you very much for having me. You know, our focus today is on the mental health of student athletes. Talk a little bit about the importance of mental health for all students.
Well, I think it's important for us all to remember, especially as adults, that those teenage and adolescent years are, for most of us, were probably what we thought were the most difficult times of our lives at the time. And it doesn't matter whether it's the 1990s, the 2000s, 2020s. It's always very difficult to be a teenager. And in today's day and age, where your life as a teenager in some ways is played out constantly on the internet thanks to the advent of social media and the internet, it's important that students understand how to take care of their mental health, how to advocate for themselves, how to take care of one another. But it's also important for the people in their lives, namely the adults, the teachers, the counselors, the parents, so on and so forth, to understand how we can support and take care of our young people.
You know, I've been around a long time, right? Probably too long sometimes, some might say, but, I think it is more stress on young people than it was when I was a young student athlete. Seems like there's more pressure to win. Seems like there's more pressure to get scholarships, if they really are such a thing out there for the majority of our young people. More pressure just to succeed, as opposed to let's just go out, do our best, prepare, and have fun, right?
I would absolutely agree with that. I'm a huge proponent of sports. I think people learn so much from sports and being on a team, whether that be discipline, communication, teamwork, understanding how structures are put in place. But in many ways, there are so many pressures out there with sport as well. And I think you brought up scholarships, and that's one of the first things that comes to mind for me, given the nature of my position as a school counselor. There are lots of students and families out there who hope that they will get an athletic scholarship. And part of that comes in place because of the expensiveness of college, so on and so forth, and how the scholarship would help with that. But there's also that importance of understanding that the scholarships for athletics are rare. What's not rare when you play with a team and you participate in sports, however, is that camaraderie that you form, those connections you form. One of the great things that I love that you've done with the Susquehanna High School basketball team here is bring back alumni captains, because that shows that their time spent as a Susquehanna Warrior playing sports meant more than just achieving a scholarship. They learned and grew and loved from their time, and it shows that they're still in connection with the community, with their coaches, with their teammates. And those are the great things that come from being a part of a team that positively impact your mental health, and the thing that's much more likely to happen than a scholarship.
Now, Mr. Shervington, do you have some advice for students or a parent of a student who is not feeling okay? What can they do to help their mental health?
Well, one of the first things I think it's important to understand is that it's okay not to feel okay. However, we don't want people to bottle those emotions up and feel as if that they cannot rely on others to help themselves. One of the athletes yesterday had a great slogan on their shirt that said, "Self-care is not selfish." Understanding that you can take care of yourself, but that sometimes it may be important to notify the adult in your life, your parents, your teachers, your counselors, that, hey, while I've been trying to engage in self-care, I'm still feeling this way. This is not me in any way or means trying to say that students or student athletes need to try medication prescribed by a doctor to help them or try therapy, because there are different strokes for different folks. Therapy may work for one person but not for another. Medication may work for one person or not another. There are very much different things that can work for people to kind of help them with their mental health. But whatever that pathway may be, it all starts with reaching out for help, probably first with your parents or a trusted adult, to see what can be done, whether it just be talking with them to get things off your chest and to vent, or whether it be those slightly higher methods like medication management or therapy or counseling.
Well, today on Go Long, we celebrate Matt Shervington, all the high school counselors, all the high school social workers, all the faculty who work every day for the well-being of our students, our student athletes. So, Mr. Shervington, appreciate it. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you very much.
Alrighty, hey, thank you, Mr. Shervington. That's great stuff. Today our Go Long topic is mental health of student athletes. We're going to talk a lot about that today, a Christian perspective on that. You know, as Paul addressed believers in Rome and explained his mission in the book of Romans, "For I'm not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes." That is our mission throughout the week and during today's show. Please text your prayer requests to 717-350-8591. You know it's red hot, head hot. It's downtown Ollie Brown. Grab the mustard, because this is the Grand Salami of faith-based sports radio shows. Brought to you by Sports Radio 98.9 FM, 1350 WOYK. First in York and First in York. And our friend Kelsey Jean at Red Barn Home Decors, where home staging makes dollars and cents. All right, then, you wanted it, you asked for it, guess what? You're going to get it. This is the WOYK scoreboard. Let's tip this off with high school basketball first. Boys basketball from Friday evening, starting off in the York Adams Division 1. The number 1 ranked 6A team in District 3 and sitting in first place in the York Adams Division 1. Guess who? The Central York Panthers, matching up with a very, very good and athletic Downtown Wildcats team in a good old-fashioned big boys brawl.
The Central York Panthers lit up the scoreboard with an even 100 points with a 179 win over Dallastown. 6'2" senior guard Ben Natal led the Panthers with a game-high 29, and 6'8" senior forward Big Ben Rill added 28 points for the 15-1 Panthers. 6'2" junior guard Chase McLean led the Wild Things with 24 as they evened their record to 9-9.
Don't look now, but the York High Bearcats run their record to 13-6, 6-4 in Division 1 with a 79-68 win over the Red Line Lions. Leading the point parade for York was sophomore sensation 6'1" guard Nasir Barnes with a game-high 26. York with a balanced scoring attack featuring David Ward with 14, Tyson Smith with 13, and Brandon Shields with a 10 spot. Junior guard Cade Shepard led the Cigar Down boys. Let me say that one more time.
Try that again.
Junior guard Cade Shepard led the Cigar Town boys with 26. Every now and then you just got to slow down and get it out, right?
You got it. In other Division I games, the Northeastern Bobcats picked up their 4th win of the season with a 71-60 win over the Southwestern Mustangs. And the Papertown boys of Spring Grove improved to 10-8 11-8 with a 54-22 non-league pounding of the Battlefield Boys of Gettysburg.
Moving on to York Adams Division II, the Golden Boys of Eastern York improved to 15-3 overall, 7-2 in Division II with a 55-49 road win over the Circletown Boys of New Oxford. The big man, 6'7", senior forward Carter Wansley led the Golden Boys, and all scorers with 24. I wouldn't feel bad about that. That happens almost every night.
It does.
Wansley, by the way, committed to play Division I basketball for Gannon University next season. Hey, 6'2" junior guard Brody Holmes, he's the leading scorer in all of York Adams, led the Circletown Boys with 19.
The West York Bulldogs hit the road to the Rock to take on the Susquehannock Warriors. West York led by 3 at the half and went on to down Susquehannock 57-39 to improve to 14-4. 6'2" senior guard Grady Hoffman led the Dogtown Boys with 17. Hoffman dialing long distance 3 times. Senior Joe Fuller led the boys from the Rock with 16.
And in the Aunt Nellie, grab him by the ear, drag him out behind the woodshed. Oh, dog, you hate to say it, but give him a good old-fashioned whooping game of the week. The York Suburban Trojans spanked the Kennerdale Rams 72-27 in York Adams Division II play as the Suburbanites improved to 14-4, 8-1 in division play. 6'3" senior shooting guard Kai Strine led the Suburbanites with 17, and forward Silas Leonard chipped in another 14 for the Suburbanites.
In York Adams Division III play, the Fighting Irish of York Catholic win by 30 over the Bermudian Springs Eagles, 65-35, as the Irish improved to 13-4 overall, 10-1 in division play. York Catholic with 3 players booking double figures, led by 6'3" senior guard forward Jake Dallas with 15. Andrew Grove added an even dozen, and Sean Devitt pocketed a 10 spot for the Irish. Dylan Hubbard with 14 for Bermudian.
The cupboard was not bare. In other Division III games, the McSherrystown Boys improved to 16-2, 10-1 in division play with a convincing win over Smallsville. Final score, DeLone Catholic 57, Littlestown 32. The Snacktown Boys win over York Tech 59-49. And the boys from the Apple capital of the world, guess what? We're red delicious as Biglerville wins over Fairfield 64-51.
Moving on to the York Adams girls play, tipping off with games from Division I. The Red Lion Lions improved to 18-1 overall, 8-1 in division play with a hard-fought 36-33 win over the York High Bearcats. York led by 3 at the half, but it was a 10-0 third-quarter run that put this in the mayonnaise jar for the Cigar Town girls.
You know, Dom Dimhoff just keeps bringing them out one after another.
He does. He just reloads and goes.
The Northeastern Bobcats with an upset win of the night as the Nor'easters stormed past Southwestern 52-49 to pick up their 4th win of the season. That is the upset special, isn't it?
It is.
Wow.
And the Dallastown Wildcats improved to 17-2, 9-1 in division play with a 52-41 win over the Central York Panthers. Dallastown is ranked number 2 in 6A District 3. With these games left, they have Susquehanna Township, who is 10-6, Northeastern, who is 4-12, and New Oxford, who is 3-13. Now, Redline is ranked number 1 in 6A District 3, and the games that they have left, they have William Penn, who is 8-10, and New Oxford, who is 13-3, Southwestern, who's 10-6, and Northeastern, who is 4-12.
Yeah, how about that? The big girl pants bracket of 6A District 3, ranked 1 and 2.
Close, and 1 and 2, York has
I love it. Yes. In York Adams Division II play, the Dogtown Girls of West York improved to 12-5 overall, 8-2 in division play with a 52-45 home win over the Susquehannock Warriors. Cam Forsyth led the Dogs with 19, and Elena Snyder led the girls from the Rock with 15. We'll be chatting with Elena in just a bit.
In other 2 Division II games, the York Suburban Trojans improved to 16-2, 8-1 overall to lead Division II with a 44-37 win over the Kennerdale Rams. And the Golden Girls of Eastern York improved to 11-8, 4-5 in Division II play with a 46-33 win over the Spring Grove Rockets.
Division III play, the Lady Irish of York Catholic improved to 16-1, unbeaten in division play with a 61-54 win over the Bermudian Springs Eagles. The Snacktown Girls of Hanover improved to 5-11 with a 39-32 win over York Tech. And the Biglerville Canners run Fairfield through the Foley Food Mill, winning by a score of 49-22, and the DeLone Catholic Squirettes win over the Littlestown Thunderbolts 51-29. Some boys swimming. Let's go to the swimming hole for a little bit of action. It was Dallastown over Redline, 131-38 this week as Dallastown stays unbeaten. They're 6-0 overall, 4-0 in division play. Carly Barlow took first place in the 100 fly and the 100 back. So good job. Dallastown stays unbeaten. We'll get a look at those standings in just a bit. This is boys swimming hole action. Southwestern over Central York, 114-71. It was Owen Cromer. We had him on the show just a couple weeks back. Wonderful young man. He won the 100 and the 50 free to lead Southwestern in that win. Colton Weaver for Central York won the 200 and the 500 free. Other boys swimming hole scores: Spring Grove 92, Northeastern 91, a 1-point
so
win,
close.
and New Oxford over West York 90-71. So in Division 1, Dallastown 4-0, Southwestern 3-1, Spring Grove 3-1. Those three teams lead Division 1 boys swimming. Division 2, Dover and Suburban both 2-0. Susquehannock not far back at 2-1 in boys swimming.
In girls swimming, Dallastown outpaced Red Lion 112-57. Piper Kleindense had first place in the 200 IM and the 500 free to lead the Wildcats. And they also had many other second and third place finishes. In Southwestern Central York, at Hanover in Southwestern wins 123 to Central York 60. Sarah Ballou took first place in the 100 fly and the 100 back. And Northeastern 115 to Spring Grove 66. West York beat New Oxford 86-74. Looking at the girls' standings, Dallastown standing undefeated at 4-0 in the division, 6-0 overall. Northeastern and Southwestern are tied at 3-1 in Division 1. In Division 2, Dover and New York Suburban are both undefeated at 2-0. Susquehannock very close behind at 2-1. All right.
Becky B, how about a little 10-pin report? A little 10-pin action.
All right. The pins are falling, and so did previously undefeated Dallastown. On Wednesday at Colony Park North, Dallastown was beaten by Spring Grove on their home lanes, 3,024 to 2,997 total pins and 4-1 games to keep Spring Grove's York Adams Championship chances alive. Dallastown falls to 11-1, and Spring Grove is now 9-2 in the division. Both teams have 2 league matches to go, however. Spring Grove faces New Oxford, who's 4-6 in the league, on Tuesday, and third place at 7-2 in the league, York Tech, on February 5th. Dallastown has matches against fourth place standings Eastern at 4-5 in the league, and on tomorrow, and then they play York Tech on Tuesday. York Tech is currently third in the league. Now, if you think back, Dallastown beat Spring Grove by only 4 total pins on December 8th, the first time they matched up. So this match was a biggie for both teams. Spring Grove had an 11-pin victory in Game 1, but Dallastown led by 81 points after Game 2. However, Spring Grove won the third game by 108 total pins, 990 to 882 to win the match. Blaze Denny blazed the way for the Rockets, leading all bowlers with a 707 series. His teammates Ian Smith rolled a 598, Braden McFarland and Clay Tyndall both had a 596, and Landon Carl rolled a 527. Dallastown was led by Connor Ebert, 704, followed by Evan Plessinger, 598, Mason Tazan at 587, Brandon Smith at 556, and Luke Miller at 552. In the girls' match, Dallastown flipped the script, and they won 4-1 over Spring Grove with 2,076 to 1,990 total pins. Allie Plessinger led the Wildcats with a 492, and Rowan Cooper led Spring Grove and all bowlers with a 501 series.
Very well done, Becky B. You know, that bowling report was so good, I can almost smell the bowling alleys right now. I can hear the pins dropping.
You smell the bowling alleys? What do bowling alleys smell like?
They have a distinct smell. I don't know what it is.
Like French fries, usually.
Well, you know what? And I once had a really good friend, who would say, if you want a good burger, you got to go to a bowling alley.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's probably just because of the grill grease, you know? I mean, that's what makes a burger good.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Alrighty. Hey, boys wrestling. Let's go to the mat. It was New Oxford over Northeastern 49-14. The Colonials improved to 6-4 overall, 4-3 in Division I wrestling. They had pins from Ashton Abbott, Clayton Miller, Lane Johnson, Braden Donnelly, Jack Rios, and Jesua Salazar. Good win for New Oxford. Suburban over West York 44-13 in boys wrestling. The Suburban Knights now 2-3 overall. Suburban with pins from Ethan Lindsley, Garrett Gensler. Pins for them. Bulldogs pins by Aiden Wagner in that match. It was DeLone over Fairfield 54-21. It was Bermudian Springs over York Tech by a score of 61-12. It was also in a really good Division I matchup. It was Spring Grove over Southwestern 36-29. Spring Grove with pins by Andrew Eister. It was Layden Oates, Connor Grubb, Ezra Henning. Darren Gross won by technical fall. They were Spring Grove winners. Southwestern winners. Aiden Livelsberger won by technical fall. Grant Myers won by technical fall. Ian Wysocki had a pin, and Silas Watcher with a decision. Parker Blake, major decision. All of that for Southwestern. Spring Grove wins that one 36-29. You're going to report on the Susquehanna-Kennerdale match, but I got to tell you, this one came down to the final match. The final match of the night. It was Susquehanna-Kennerdale knotted up at 36-all.
Alrighty, and Susquehanna pulls out the victory with a 42-36 win at Susquehannock on Thursday evening. Winning for Susquehannock, Ian Bailey at 139, Henry Hyman a pin at 145, Hunter Anderson a pin at 172, and Dylan Gore a pin at 285, Trevor Culp and Ezra Stillman a pin at 121, and Brady Durkoff a pin at 127. Winning then for Kennerdale, Dalton Reitmeyer at 133, Peyton Markle a pin at 152, Michael Schmidt a pin at 160, Clayton Neff a pin at 189, Avery Chenoweth a pin at 214, and at 114 Arthur Hansen.
Alrighty, other wrestling matches from Thursday. New Oxford over Northeastern 49-19. The Golden Boys of Eastern York over Dover 53-21. And Biglerville over Hanover 61-12. So here's a look at the boys' standings wrestling. Central York already the Division I champion. They're 6-0 in division play, 12-0 overall. Spring Grove just one match back with a 5-1 record. The Golden Boys of Eastern York, they clinched Division II. They are 5-0 with a 5-0 record, 8-3 overall. The boys from the Rocks, the Susquehannock Warriors, 4-1, just one match back in that Division II race. And then in Division III, there's a tie at the top with Littlestown and Biglerville, both 5-1. They split with each other, and Bermudian Springs 4-1. So Division co-champions Littlestown, Biglerville in Division III. Becky B, a look at girls wrestling.
All right, girls wrestling from Thursday evening. Spring Grove is beaten by Southwestern 39-24 at Southwestern. Winners for Southwestern: Madison Wilkinson, Kiara Bazanski at 112 with a pin, Allison Norris by technical fall, Tatum Duckworth, Zoe Lankham with a pin, Angel Upright with a pin, and Brooklyn Adams with a pin. Winners from Spring Grove were Lillian Yo with a pin, Carly Knocker and Malia Shawsberg Scott with a pin, and Sylvia Riviera with a pin. Going on to York Suburban. York Suburban beats Red Lion at York Suburban on Thursday evening. Winners for York Suburban are Alexis Valdez, Olivia Chapman, Ethiopia Ward, Alea Valdez, Anna Mea, Angela Amora, and Maya Pierce. And winners for Red Lion would be Hannah Mathel, Lilia Ho, Adalyn Holzer with a pin, Ava Grove with a pin, and Anna Blessed and Kayla Clay.
Very well done. Hey, here's this wrestling standings, girls wrestling standings, I should say. Dallastown 4-0, Southwestern 4-0, Spring Grove 3-1. They topped that girls wrestling standings. All right, hey,
I'll tell you what's going to be a really good match.
Tell me what it is.
All right, February 4th, Southwestern and Dallastown, both undefeated, are going to be meeting up with each other at Dallastown.
Hey, we have a lot of scoreboard stuff to do. York College men, Penn State's men and women, York College women basketball, and some other highlights here later on the show. But it's time to go long. Today our topic is the mental health of student athletes, a Christian perspective. I mentioned this as we introduced the show, but recent studies show that 30% of female and 25% of male student athletes report experiencing anxiety and a significant feel overwhelmed or mentally exhausted. At the same time, only a few of them actively seek support by professionals. You talk about feeling overwhelmed and exhausted, and probably no secret to that, right? I mean, these student athletes at high school and in college, they're committing hours of time.
And it's not
to their
just,
sport.
on game night. It's almost every day of the week with practices and walkthroughs. And
Yeah, well, and now in today's world, it's not just during the season, right?
right.
I mean, it's constant. It's AAU, it's club ball. If you're in soccer, and it's all club ball and baseball, and it's constant. It's just like it's really hard for them to get away, right, and get a break. And I think there's other things also. I think back from my time, and even as a coach now, that we practice almost to the point where you keep saying we got to be consistent. We got to take care of every detail, right? And that's what it takes to win. Everybody knows that. I mean, that's what it takes to win. But it's almost like a perfectionism. And I think we all know that sometimes perfectionism in our minds is what leads us to the feeling that we aren't perfect, the feeling that we can't accomplish everything that we set out to accomplish. And then on top of that, I really believe that there is more intense pressure that is placed on our student athletes, not only by themselves, that's enough, right, when it's put on by themselves, but also by everyone around them, whether it's fans, whether it's community members, whether it's parents and guardians. Intense pressure to win, and what today's society say is success. Mr. Shervington early in the show talked about the values of student athletes, right? The values of participating, I should say, in sports for students, which includes being part of a team, which includes learning cooperation, and which includes learning dedication and hard work.
And picking yourself up after a loss.
Oh, true.
Because in life, you have to keep on going after things happen that are not necessarily positive.
Yeah. So I think we would agree. There was an NCAA study done in 2004 that talked about 44% of female athletes have mental health concerns and issues. Isn't that interesting? So let's look at it. Let's just pause for a second and look at it from a Christian perspective, because that's just how we look at it here on Go Long, right?
Absolutely.
But I think that is the perspective that we need when we look at it. The Bible says, first of all, that God is close to everyone, all of us, each one of us, when we suffer and when we need comfort and when we need hope. God's compassion extends to us. It supports us. Just a couple verses from the Bible, and we'll chat more about it. From the book of Psalms, chapter 34, verses 17 through 20. God is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. From the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 28. God works all things together for the good of those who love him. From the book of John, chapter 14, verse 27. God gives us peace and strength. In the book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 28, in God we can find rest. And then finally, from the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 6 and 7, God's peace will guard our hearts and minds if we pray, supplicate, and give thanks. And I think this verse is important. I wanted to share also because I think it talks about what we as coaches, we as parents, we as teammates need to keep in mind. From the book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 2. We should carry each other burdens, right? And
Absolutely.
Love others. I talk to our
Well,
team,
that's what a team does.
That's what a team
isn't it?
needs to do, should
Yeah,
do.
it should do, right?
Yeah, and I talk to our team all the time. These guys, there's enough people in this world that are going to try to tear you down, right? There's enough
Absolutely.
people in this world that are going to say
find
bad
fault.
things and find fault. Right, you're right, Becky B. Not us, as a team, just as is talked about here in Galatians. Our job is to pick each other up, to be positive, to support, to cheer for each other in the good and the bad, because I don't care if you're 15-0 or 20-0. There will be some times that are difficult and bad times, and sometimes it's even more pressure, right? When you're at that point, it doesn't matter if you haven't won a game. Again, as teammates, as parents, just in a positive way, to reflect and look at our student athletes, so they are not part of this statistics of those who face anxiety. It should be a wonderful experience, right?
It should be, but yet we also need to realize that in this world there are going to be student athletes who have anxiety and who have some mental health, and it's okay. Mental health is just like physical health. You get the flu sometimes, and with mental health there are going to be some athletes who have some mental health issues that they're working through, and to be supportive of them is so important.
Well, and again, also it's okay to say I'm not okay, right? And
Absolutely.
It's okay to say I need support and I need help from others, whether it's a pastor or whether it's a counselor or whether it's a social worker or other professional help that you need. It's okay to say I need help. Today our topic, the well-being, the mental health of our student athletes, is an extremely important topic for all of us to think about and all of us to try to support each other, right? And that's very important.
And, just the faith of knowing that God is always there, and that no matter what you're going through, you are loved, is something that that I think Christian athletes have a great advantage because they're aware of that.
Alrighty, we'll talk more about it as we go throughout the show, but we're going to take a break and hear from our sponsor, Red Barn Home Decors, where home staging makes dollars and cents. When we come back, how about those York Country Day Greyhounds, the only unbeaten team in all of District 3 boys basketball? We'll be back with Coach Charleston in just a bit.
Daryl Henry here. Attention all home sellers. Are you ready to win in the real estate game? At Red Barn Home Decors, we know that staging your home is like crafting the perfect game plan. It leads to quicker sales and higher offers.
And this is Kelsey McCullough, your home staging design professional. I'm ready to customize a winning strategy for your home. Whether it's a vacant property needing a full transformation or an occupied stage for that finishing touch, Red Barn Home Decors has the playbook for success. Staged homes sell faster and for more money. Now that's a winning strategy.
So Kelsey, what is your home staging strategy?
Every home is custom. We begin by coming to your home and meeting you. Then we customize a strategy to make it market ready. We head back to the warehouse and pull furniture, art, and decor to prepare for staging day.
So don't fumble your sale. Invest in home staging and see why staging makes dollars and cents. Check out our portfolio at redbarnhomedecors.com or call or text Kelsey at 717-818-1207.
It's gonna be another epic year of high school hoops, and Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK are ready for tip-off. Tune in every week for the high school basketball game of the week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Plus, go to 98.9WOYK.com for a full breakdown of the teams and the players of the York Adams League. The high school basketball game of the week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Catch all the action all season on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350, online at 98.9WOYK.com, or download the new WOYK app.
This is Merrill Reese.
He's at the 5. He's in. Touchdown. The Eagles win. Hurts does it again.
Oh, my God.
Hurts does it again.
Are you kidding me?
Join Mike Quick and me for Eagles football on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK.
Presented by WellSpan Health.
And the kick is...
Goal! And the Eagles win. First in York. First in sports.
And welcome back to Go Long. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B. And with us is just a tremendous coach. A man I'm so happy for the great success he's having. York Country Day boys basketball coach, Chris Charleston. The Greyhounds are the only unbeaten team, boys team, in all of District 3. And, Coach, I had to count them, 120 boys teams in District 3. There's one is the loneliest number. That is unbeaten. Coach Charleston, thanks so much for being with us.
You bet. Thank you for having me.
Coach, first of all, tell us about your team. It's incredible.
To be honest with you, Wayne, it's a really, really exciting time. We have a very young team that's got a lot of potential, a lot of individual skills, and we just love seeing the guys coming together, encouraging one another, supporting each other, and it's all just building and building every single day. And we are just so excited to be seeing this kind of attitude and effort from all the kids.
Now, Coach, you don't have any seniors on your team, at least according to the roster that we got off the internet. Tell us a little bit about your team leaders.
Yeah, we don't have any seniors, and with that being said, all the guys have stepped up tremendously to fill leadership positions. I do have 2 guys back that are continuing to lead the team this year in junior Isaiah White and sophomore Ryan Moss were our 2 leading scorers last year. They do a tremendous job for us. They're both team captains, along with Keegan Woods, who's been with me now for 3 years as well. But those guys in particular have done a terrific job motivating the guys, encouraging their teammates, and also the addition of Sincere Burgos and Johnson Alonga have also stepped up and really led the team as well.
Alrighty, now every team has unsung heroes. They just add something to the team dynamics, whether it's cheering on the team emotionally or what it is. Tell us about some of your unsung heroes too.
We have a couple in my opinion, and I know Coach Moore, my assistant coach, and we've talked about this before too. Guys that sometimes don't get recognized for everything that they do as much as some of the guys who score all the points, so to speak. One of the guys certainly coming off the bench early on is Bryson Kennedy. Bryson's done a tremendous job. He's a very physical player. He's a freshman, but he's one of those guys that does all the dirty work around the basket. And a matter of fact, we have a nickname. We just recently started calling him the Junkyard Dog because he does a lot of the dirty stuff around the basket, and he's enjoying that. But he's done a terrific job for us and is continuing to get better all the time. We're really going to have to rely on him as we go through the postseason. He's done a great job. 2 of the other guys, I would say Keegan Wood, certainly. He's a team captain. He is a junior this year. Keegan does a great job of encouraging his teammates, setting positive examples for his teammates. That's always been big for me, and I really appreciate all that he's doing. Another guy would be Julian Pustovo, who was a starter just like Keegan last year. Both of those guys have not seen quite the minutes they saw last year, but they certainly have the right attitude to continue to work hard and push the guys and lead by example. So I'd say that those 3 guys certainly are unsung heroes in our respect.
We're speaking with Chris Charleston, head boys basketball coach, Your Country Day, the Greyhounds unbeaten. Just a tremendous start of the season. Coach, you're a great X and O guy. You're a great leader. Your person, I'm just proud to say I'm part of your colleagueship, if there is such a thing, of being a boys basketball coach, because I've known you do it the right way. I mean, you treat student athletes the right way. You work hard, and good things happen when you do those kind of things, Coach. So I'm so happy for you, so proud of you. Tell us a little bit about what you guys try to do from an offense, from a defensive standpoint.
I would say that I'm a defensive person first and foremost, and Kyle and I have really tried to emphasize the importance of the defensive play and how that feeds your offense. With the quickness that we have and the ability athletically that we have, we try to maximize that defensive opportunity to create offense for us. And I think, matter of fact, Wayne, I haven't looked at our stats really close lately, but I would say we are probably close to scoring 40% of our points on the year just in transition alone, because we're getting out. We're getting stops at the defensive end. We're turning the teams over and then executing on the other end of the floor. So that's been really, really helpful. Our guys still have a lot to learn. They're still learning on how to communicate better and how to help each other in certain situations. But we're getting better and better at that all the time. Offensively, it's an up-tempo team. It's a fun team to watch. If you like to see the ball flying up and down the floor, this is the team to watch, because they do that extremely well. And it's because of the defensive end. The defense is creating that opportunity for them. But they do a great job in transition, see the floor well, are making good decisions in transition. But it's a fun team to watch. And even some of the jump shots that we are knocking down throughout this entire year has been on transition, on secondary break opportunities. So the kids are doing great, both ends of the floor. We're scoring points. We're doing a decent job defensively. I still think we can get better, and we need to get better and improve in that area. But we're on our way, I think.
All right, now tell us about your secret sauce. What kind of superstitions or traditions do you do to keep this team winning?
Yeah, I don't know if we have any superstitions. I actually asked Coach Moore about that the other day, and he just sort of looked at me like, I don't know either. I don't think we necessarily have anything from a superstitious standpoint. I just think we just try to keep the guys consistently encouraged and help them to understand that anybody can beat anybody any given day. And we have a target on our back. Coach Moore says that all the time in practice. You guys have a target on your back, and you can have a team that has won 3 or 4 games this year so far, but if they can just beat Your Country Day, if they can just give Your Country Day their first loss, that would make their season. So we're always trying to prepare the guys and guard against that kind of thing, and remind them that you can get beat at any time. So you always have to step your game up, and you have to be focused and mentally tough. And I think our kids have done a good job. But I wouldn't say we have too many superstitions about anything. We're just going to keep going with the flow.
Coach, our go long topic today is the mental health, the mental well-being of student athletes. How do you promote that with young people today? It's such an important topic.
Yeah, it certainly is, Coach. One thing at Your Country Day that I've grown to really love, my wife and I put both of our boys through the school. They started pre-K, and we wouldn't have done it any different. It's a tremendous school with a lot of support. So everywhere from coaches to faculty, administration, to counselors, there's opportunity and there's support throughout the entire school for the mental health issues that sometimes you can face. A very, very strong support system. We have special study halls for the kids to get extra help, and certainly you can always go to a faculty member if you need help. We even have kids on the basketball team, and I have a study hall after school that's available if the kids use a lot. And we have kids that tutor each other in the classroom. So Isaiah White is one of those guys who's a very, very good math student. He tutors guys in math, if they're struggling. So it's a very strong support system here at Your Country Day.
All right, one of my unspoken goals in life is to call to announce a Greyhound dog race. So I probably won't ever get to do that, but the next best thing is interviewing the head coach of the Your Country Day Greyhounds. You're off to a great start. Coach, I am so happy for you. You're everything that's right about high school sports, and I've known you. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you, and I wish you the greatest success as you move on throughout the season. I look forward to chatting with you more as we get into district and state playoffs.
Thanks, Wayne. Well, I really appreciate you and everything you've taught me, and of course all the other coaches in the area that I've had a chance to learn from. The late Jim Dooley, your friend, and you know very well, John Zerfing.
Yep.
My former head coach, Marty Trimmer, Chris Buck. The names go on and on and on of guys who I have really learned so much from, and I really appreciate you and all those guys that have helped me grow as a basketball coach.
All righty, Chris Charlton. Keep it up, Chris. I'm proud of you. Keep going, buddy.
Thanks, Wayne.
All right,
Take
thanks
care.
for being
Thanks,
with
Becky.
us. Yeah. All righty, Chris Charleston. What a great job they're doing at the Your Country Day. Great coach. I'm so happy for him. Guys, we got lots more scoreboard stuff to do, and here it is. We're going to first look at York College men and women's basketball before we take a break. The Hood College Blazers, they got a layup in the less than a second, 0.7 seconds left as they beat York College men 95-93. It was an overtime game yesterday in Frederick, Maryland. And so now both these teams are on top, tied with just one loss in the MAC Commonwealth as we get down to some of the final weeks of playing that MAC Commonwealth. It really was a tale of two halves. York dominated the first half with the Blazers returned the favor in the second half, while overtime was just back and forth. Daryl Henry had that call here on Sports Radio 1350. So York College, just one loss in conference. Now also Hood College with just one loss. Again, as we come down to the final few weeks, York College will continue their 3-game road trip on Wednesday night. They'll head to Chester, where they'll take on Widener University. Tip time for that, 7 p.m. Guess who's going to have the call?
Daryl Henry
here on WOYK.
All right, and the York College women's basketball squad snapped their 2-game losing streak with an 82-58 win at Hood College on Saturday afternoon. The Spartans took control of the game in the third quarter, outscoring the Blazers 26-12 to take command. The Spartans now are 10-7 overall and 3-3 on the league. The Blazers fall to 5-12 and are now 1-5 in conference play. The Spartans will return to Wolf Gym on Wednesday evening in York when they complete the first round of Commonwealth Conference games with a matchup against Widener. Tip-off time there is 6 o'clock. Leading the Spartans was Alyssa Hocker from York Suburban with 18 points. Morgan Adams from New Oxford had 14 points, and Brianna Grimm from Eastern York had 13 points.
All right, still more scoreboard to come, but first we're going to take a break, come back. We'll have Elena Snyder, the all-star guard from Susquehannock High School. The Warriors are off to a great start in girls basketball. We'll be right back after this message from Red Barn Home Decor, where home staging makes dollars and cents.
Daryl Henry here. Attention all home sellers. Are you ready to win in the real estate game? At Red Barn Home Decors, we know that staging your home is like crafting the perfect game plan. It leads to quicker sales and higher offers.
And this is Kelsey McCullough, your home staging design professional. I'm ready to customize a winning strategy for your home. Whether it's a vacant property needing a full transformation or an occupied stage for that finishing touch, Red Barn Home Decors has the playbook for success. Staged homes sell faster and for more money. Now that's a winning strategy.
So Kelsey, what is your home staging strategy?
Every home is custom. We begin by coming to your home and meeting you. Then we customize a strategy to make it market ready. We head back to the warehouse and pull furniture, art, and decor to prepare for staging day.
So don't fumble your sale. Invest in home staging and see why staging makes dollars and cents. Check out our portfolio at redbarnhomedecors.com or call or text Kelsey at 717-818-1207.
It's gonna be another epic year of high school hoops, and Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK are ready for tip-off. Tune in every week for the high school basketball game of the week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Plus, go to 98.9WOYK.com for a full breakdown of the teams and the players of the York Adams League. The high school basketball game of the week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Catch all the action all season on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350, online at 98.9WOYK.com, or download the new WOYK app.
Hi, I'm Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers.
Rebound tip, and Embiid gets it back and dunks it.
York's home for Sixers basketball.
Lobs to Embiid, and a right-hand jam with flair and a flurry. Sergio to Joel Embiid. Go, 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 go. Rodriguez back to Joe. Embiid for the three. He got it. He nailed the triple. Joel Embiid from outside the arc.
Catch Sixers basketball all season on Sports Radio, 1350 WOYK, first in York, first in sports.
And welcome back to Go Long. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B. And with us right now, live on the phone, is Susquehannock star Elena Snyder. Oh my goodness, the Warriors, the girls from the Rock, are off to a tremendous start of their season. Elena, thank you so much for being with us.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
All right, Elena, you're ranked 5th in District 3 play right now, heading into the postseason. But first, you have some more things to take care of business here in the league. Tell us a little bit about your team, Elena.
Well, it's definitely been a very successful season so far, and I think we've surprised a few people. We're sitting at 11-6, which is definitely better than past years. We've had some really big wins against teams like Eastern, Northeastern, West York, who are teams we haven't beaten in many years. So that's been huge. We have a very deep bench this year. It's probably one of the deepest in the league. We have around 9 to 10 players in our rotation. That helps us a lot by keeping us all fresh during the games. We have 4 very key seniors who are big contributors, but we also have some freshmen, so it's very balanced and spread out in that department. It's Coach Alex's 4th year of coaching, so the seniors and everyone have had him our whole high school time and are kind of used to his coaching style, but I think that's been a really big key to our success this season so far.
Now, Elena, we have to talk a little bit. You are the team leader as far as sports, but you also lead in a lot of other different ways. You're high scorer. When you go to the foul line, it's pretty much a given that their foul shots are going to go in. That's exactly right. All right. What are some of the things you do as a leader?
Well, I think I just try to. I believe that one person's attitude can affect the whole team, almost like a domino effect. So I just try to stay positive, encourage, motivate my teammates every day, try to promote oneness, which our coaches just are amazing at. I just try to lead my best to lead by example in the way I play and carry myself on and off the court. It's not really an easy job because not every day you feel the best, but you have to just put your own feelings aside for the greater good of the team, and I think true leaders do that even when they don't want to.
Absolutely. And Elena, you are one of those young ladies that, like you said, lead by example, whether you are on the soccer field where you're an all-star, on the basketball court where you're an all-star. How do you balance being so good at those two sports and all your academics?
Well, I've always loved sports since I was young, so it's almost like a sort of motivation in itself to have my school done, knowing that when I'm done with it, I can watch film or go and work on my game outside of practice. But I mean, it's definitely really important remembering that academics come first before athletics. But that's been a really good reminder for me.
We're speaking with Susquehannock star athlete, star basketball player Elena Snyder. Elena, today our Go Long topic is, the mental health, the well-being of student athletes. Talk a little bit about, some of the pressures of being a student athlete, and then also, how do you handle the mental health aspect of everything that goes on around you?
Yeah, personally, I'm definitely a person who puts a lot of pressure on myself to perform well. So on days when I just don't think I have a very good performance, I think I have to remember that I'm not really defined by my athletic performance. I think a lot of athletes do. A lot of people think, like, how many points I score, how many goals, I'm defined by that. But I think at the end of the day, I believe my identity in Christ is what really matters, and I know I'm not really defined by my accomplishments, but by God's love for me.
Elena, what a terrific way to look at it. Now, how has being a Christian impacted you with your teammates? Do you see that influencing your teammate relationships and team relationships?
Yes, I have really great relationships with all of my teammates, and I think, as a Christian, athletics has given me, has helped me practice, a lot of virtues, like sportsmanship, patience, respect, just a lot of things. And, I encourage my teammates to do the same, and we just have really great relationships.
Speaking with Elena Snyder, the Susquehannock Warriors. Elena, first of all, you're an all-star soccer, you're an all-star basketball, you're a leader in, with your team and with all young people. Today on Go Long, we celebrate Elena Snyder. How about that? Just for not only what you do, but who you are and how you do it. Elena, and that's what makes you just a special person. We celebrate that, and keep up the good work. We look forward to following you and the Susquehannock Warriors, the girls from the rock, paper, scissors. You put a little Rochambeau on other teams throughout the end of the season. Elena, well done. Becky B., your final thought.
Thank you.
Elena is one of those young ladies who is so humble, and really never takes any kind of glory for herself. She always is I kind of see her as a reflection of, she gives the glory to all of her teammates and to God. Just such a terrific leader for Susquehannock.
Absolutely. Elena Snyder, thanks for being with us, Elena. Take care of those girls from the rock. Look forward to talking to you soon.
Thank you, I will.
All righty, good job. All righty, guys, we still got a little bit to report here on our Go Long scoreboard. First of all, Penn State York men's basketball team, they yesterday lost by just 2 to Penn State Mount Alto as they run their record. Now they fall to 12-8 overall, 7-4 in league play. York High's 6'3" senior Marquise McLean led all scorers in that game with 19 points.
And this Penn State women's basketball team had a win against Mount Alto, 56-43, leading the pack. Northeastern sophomore Abigail Alexander with 3 points, Dover's junior Michaelina Fink with 10 points, and Southwestern's freshman Olivia Sell also had 2 points. And they are now 14-4 and 10-1 in the league.
All right, hey, let's look at some college, some of our local college athletes here. Go to wrestling, Matt. The Penn State Nittany Lion wrestling team still unbeaten, 9-0 overall, 3-0 in the Big Ten Friday. They downed Rutgers University by a score of 35-3.
I'd say that's down in them.
Yeah. Now, Biglerville's junior Levi Haynes, guess what? He is now ranked second nationally at 174 pounds. Second in the nation, Levi Haynes, Biglerville's wrestler. He downed number 22 Jackson Turley in a 5-2 match on Friday against Rutgers University. Also, here's another name from the past I want you to mention. It's Team USA wrestler Chance Marsteller. Remember him from Southeastern?
I sure do. What a wrestler he was in high school.
Absolutely. Well, today he's wrestling in a tournament in Bulgaria representing the United States of America in the championship match. So well done, Chance Marsteller at 86 kilograms. If you get a chance, I tell you, Google his story. Ups and downs as, first of all, state champion wrestler from Kennerdale High School, went on to Oklahoma State and then back to Lock Haven. But throughout his career, he had some ups and downs with some drug and alcohol abuse. He now is clean, and he talks a lot about it as he works with younger athletes. So we're very, very proud of Chance Marsteller. And today on the world stage, he's going for a gold medal in Bulgaria representing his team, United States of America. Well done, Chance. We are proud of you. Alrighty, guys, as Becky B does every week, Becky B, would you please take a couple seconds here for us and close for us in prayer?
Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you and praise you for this time together, and we thank you and praise you for the many athletes and coaches here in York Adams and in the area who work together to do your glory. We just want to thank you for the many gifts that you have given us and have always blessed us with. And we thank you, Lord, that you are always there to help to carry us through and to lead us through any ups and downs that we have. Always help us to remember, Lord, that we should rely on you and to you should be given the glory, because as Elena reminded us, it's what we are in you that is the most important. We ask you, Lord, especially to be with Maeve's family as they mourn her loss, and to be with the Schmoyer family and the people from West York and Dover and Spring Grove who have been affected by the loss of Carrie. Please be with Heather and with Bonnie and Scott as they continue their cancer journeys, and give them your strength, Lord, as they fight those battles. We ask you also for healing for Jeanette and for Karen after their surgeries, and for Diane as well. We say this all for you and for Jan. Please be with her be with him as he goes through his trials. In your name we pray.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Becky B. We also want to thank all of you for being with us every Sunday morning. What a pleasure it is to be together with you as we celebrate the accomplishments of our local athletes and coaches and sports figures and others involved. We want to thank Chris Charleston, Your Country Day, off to a 15-0 start for his time today. They are the only unbeaten boys team in all of District 3. They're ranked number 1 in Single A District 3. 10 teams are going to get in that championship bracket. Obviously, Your Country Day will lead that pack. The second team, Lancaster Country Day, is 11-6 in Single A. Also want to thank Elena Snyder, Susquehanna girls from the Rock are off to a great start. Coach Fansher's done a wonderful job with those girls as well. So thank you, Elena, for being with us. This comes from a strong Christian family, and that support is so important important when we talk about the mental health of our student athletes. So now, my friends, the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ and the love of God and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with you all. Thank you to Kelsey Jean from Red Barn Home Decor, where home staging makes dollars and cents. For WOYK, I'm Wayne McCullough and Becky B. Until next week, saying go long.